I completed my 214th and final Wainwright way back in 1984, and although I've picked up a couple of the Outlying Fells since, I've never done them properly. Now, some 40 years later, I've got this crazy idea of trying to finish the Outlying Fells. After all, Wainwright did dedicate them to the old timers. I've no idea whether I can do this or not, but I won't know unless I give it a go. Right, this is going to be Finsthwaite Heights. Bit of an odd one really, because it just looks like a nice walk through the woods. There's no fell to go up, no actual summit anywhere, and Wainwright himself says this is not fell walking. So there's a little bit of a mystery why he actually included it in the book, but it's there, so I've got to do it. It's essentially a figure of 8 loop with the centre of the 8 based on the village of Finsthwaite. The walk is described, it goes from the Swan Hotel at Newby Bridge, but we happen to be staying in the village of Finsthwaite at this cottage. So I'm starting the walk there. It'll be a loop to the south to Newby Bridge, then back to the cottage, and then a loop to the north. Right, so right opposite the cottage is this little lane which leads down to the church. If you wanted to follow this route from Finsthwaite, then the car park at the church is going to be the best bet. And past the church we head off down this now through road. Apparently this is now the West Windermere Way, which is presumably why they've got new gates everywhere, and great knot wood, which they seem to be regenerating. So the path forks are just here, and we need to go up this way. And some information there about cotton spinning. There's lots of gated off sections on this part of the path, so presumably they don't want people going in there so while the woodland regenerates. And if you look behind instead of ahead where you're going, there's the first glimpse of Windermere. Shame it's a bit of a grey day today. Up a small rise, and then we follow this way marker which says permitted route, so that goes up there through the wall, and I presume will give us a better view. Well, it seems that all this area is being regenerated after the big Storm R went back in 2021. This is about 15 hectares at the top of the hill where most of the trees were blown over, and they're now replanting it all. And this fence with all the gates is actually to keep deer out whilst the plants are getting hold, or the trees are getting hold. But you're still allowed to go through here. It does look a bit of a mess at the moment, but I should imagine in 20 years' time it's going to be very pleasant, particularly as they are replanting with like native species. Coming out of another gate from Great Knot Wood, we get a choice of routes here. There's one go right and there's one going up the hill. Checking on the map, I think they both come to the same point where you turn left, so we'll try this one. Well, that's the right way to go, and we turn left now. It's all well signposted. Nice rocks there. And again, you can see the damage caused by that storm. And this is Ella's Glade. There must be a story somewhere of who Ella is. And now we come to the tower that Wainwright mentions in his guide. That's come up quite quickly. I expected it to be a lot further round than this, so we've made good progress. I almost missed it, so when you come to this little bit here, when it dips downhill again, look to your left. The description there: the living owe it to those who no longer can speak to tell their story for them, by Czeslaw Milosz. And I must admit, I don't know who he is. And there's some stones there commemorating the Battle of the Nile in Egypt, the Battle of Cape St. Vincent. These look like to be Napoleonic wars or thereabouts, and the Battle of Camperdown in the Netherlands in 1797, so not Napoleonic, I don't think, but commemorating various battles. And I presume the tower was built to commemorate that. So it looks as if at one point you could have gone inside there, but not now. So Finsthwaite Tower, built in 1798, restored 2018 to 2023, supported by some fine people.
Well, it's been a pleasant and gentle walk so far. We're at the highest point of this part of the walk, but we're still in the forest, so there's no views. I'll send the drone up to see what the view would have been like if we could actually see.
Well, after that pleasant little interlude at the tower, I think it's all downhill now to Newby Bridge. Well, just off the left of the path I spotted this seat, which I thought might have a view, but it doesn't, so it's just a little glade to sit in. I don't think there's any views at all from this part of the walk. This bit here we come to the steepest part of the trail, but steps have been put in, so that's quite safe. Well, it's much more exciting coming down there after what's been a fairly pedestrian ramble, and then we turn left at this tree where the path eases up a bit, but compared to the first part of this is rugged walking, although really not. We're still going downhill, but we must be nearing civilization, as I've just heard a train depart from the lakeside and Finsthwaite way, and I can hear some voices down in the valley to the right of me. I'm a little surprised today at how quiet it's been. It's a Sunday, and I expected to see quite a lot of people up here, considering it's so close to Newby Bridge, but I haven't seen a soul yet. Little sign there, welcome to Waterside Knot. Information there, and let's get through this gate. Now that we're through the gate, I can hear the traffic on the A590. The way I've come up from Finsthwaite has been very gentle, but if you came up this way, or in this would be anti-clockwise direction from Newby Bridge, it's a lot steeper. Still not difficult, but it's much steeper than the other way. Yeah, if you come up from Newby Bridge, you'd take this one here. I'm going to turn right here. And if I turn left, within like 500 yards or so is Newby Bridge and the Swan Hotel. So if you want to stop off for a pint, turn left here and then head on the way back, or you can even have a massage because they've got the spa there. Not that you need one on a walk like this. We'll head up this way. Past a couple of cottages, and then it looks as if we've got to regain that height we've just dropped. Back into the woods after our first style of the day. Well, this somewhat faded arrow seems to indicate the path goes up that way, but it sort of disappears there. Up this way looks a bit clearer. I've got a feeling that will disappear as well, but we'll try this way because it's closer to the route I've got on the map. That's the first overgrown part of the route. Looks like people don't come this way, they just go to Finsthwaite Tower. And that path I mentioned is the correct path, although it's confusing because there's a tree down over it. It's definitely steeper coming up this way from Newby Bridge than it is from Finsthwaite Heights, but this side of the walk is a lot more pleasant than the other. There are some trees damaged here, but it's much more native woodland, and it's a lot prettier than the other side. This could be the highest point on this side, but I think we'll probably drop down and then go back up again. Up over a little rise, and it looks as if we might be leaving the woods behind for the time being. There's a really pleasant breeze at the moment, which is rather nice. It's quite clammy in the woods. And just as I thought the path would go over that field, it actually doesn't. It goes to the left of this wall here, rather mucky. But it does go into the field, only over this stile. Then it looks like across the field. The temptation is to head in that direction towards that gate, but there's a sign for the footpath over here. An odd little thing to go through. Not too good if you're overweight. Coming through that little gate there is not obvious. The path sort of comes right here, back to where that gate is. Now my map says go up there, but that's obviously not possible, so we better keep going in this direction and hope we can pick the trail up again. Well, this is definitely the way, so head over towards that right hand gate across the field, and then keep going straight. And this looks to be just a gentle stroll back to Finsthwaite. A wall style this time, with a gate on it. I think that's the first wall style I've found actually with a gate on the top of it. And now we can see the church and the car park there. And that's brought us back out to the church. A couple of 100 yards up here, and that will be our starting point. So that's back to where I started at 10 Yard Cottage. Now I can pop in and have a cup of tea, but of course you can't. Now the northern loop goes past 10 Yard Cottage. And sort of bizarrely goes through someone's garden. and then up this path past another house. But finally out into the open. Well, High Dam is where we're heading. But after that interlude of about a mile on open ground, we're now back into the woods. Now across a nice bridge. Well, it's up and up on this way, and a total of two halves popularity wise. On the southern loop I didn't see a single soul, but there's been half a dozen people so far on this loop. And that path, after a little pull up, comes out to a dam here. I think this is called Low Dam. Obviously a favourite for dog walkers up here. And this is High Dam. Obviously artificial. This will probably look a lot nicer in the sunshine. Well, I didn't hang about at High Dam. There's dozens of people milling around and dogs running everywhere. That's fine if it's your thing, but I like the solitude. I like the fells where there's nobody about. So I've come a little bit further along the track to find a quiet place to have a rest. Now, this area is sort of known as Finsthwaite Heights, and although Wainwright has called the walk Finsthwaite Heights, he doesn't seem to actually go up to the point shown on the map. I'm not sure whether you're going to make this out, but this is the Wainwright route, which goes round Low Dam, skirts along the bottom of High Dam, and then goes back through the forest to where it came. Finsthwaite Heights is on the left there, and according to the Ordnance Survey map, there's the highest point is there, which is through this gate next to me. Rather bizarre that Wainwright didn't include that on his route, but I'll go up there and I'll probably flounder around trying to find a summit or whatever. I don't think there's any thing to mark the top. But there is a path that fades in and out and climbs higher, but which way to go I don't know. I don't think it was that way. This way looks more promising, although rather boggy. Well, this doesn't look very promising up here. It's just floundering around. It's got really boggy. I've just fallen over and smashed my camera onto the ground, so I hope that's not damaged, otherwise that'll ruin the rest of the trip. So I'm going to head down. It's no point in trying. Well, that was a premature end to this video, and I thought for a moment an end to all future videos. What happened was that there was a bog there with some stones crossing it. I stepped on one of those, slipped, fell in the bog, the camera hit the ground and ended up in the bog. I thought it was finished. I managed to do that final recording and then the camera just cut out, and from there onwards it kept giving me errors. I was praying that the only problem was that the camera had got a bit wet, so it was back to the holiday cottage by the quickest route possible and hoping to dry the camera out. Well, if this bit's re-recorded, then it's been successful, and I'm mighty pleased. Anyway, how about a recap of that walk, Finsthwaite Heights. Very strange walk for Wainwright to actually put in his book. As he says, it's not fell walking. It's quite a pleasant walk. It'd be nice in the sun, and it'd be cracking walk in winter if there's snow over the fields. The second part of it, once I got back to Finsthwaite, which goes up to High Dam, Wainwright says is optional, and to be honest, it doesn't add anything at all to the walk. I would definitely consider that to be optional. Anyway, there's another Wainwright ticked off out of the Outlying Fells book, and I'll leave you as usual with a track of the route that I took.